So, you read the title, you've asked me about my training split and to go into detail about the exercises. So, I'm going to try to break down all my 7 days, which you should not be doing, of my split, and give you an overview of what the workouts are like. So you can do them and end up like a twig like me. So, let's start with day 1. And it isn't really day 1, seeing as I train 7 days per week. But day 1 is my Monday, and it's shoulders and arm day. Because you want the deltoids like the cannonballs, bruh. Yeah. So, firstly, let's have a look at that deltoid. You have 3 heads of the deltoid. The anterior, which is on the front. The medial, which is on the side. And the posterior, which is on the back. Okay? So knowing that, we then want to create a workout that can target all these areas to develop the bolder shoulders. So, here's what I do. I come in and I pick a compound exercise. You know, you start with a compound. So, my compound of choice is an overhead press. Now, which one? Seated, standing, barbell, dumbbell? Well, Säterbacken and Finland. Definitely butchered that name. Anyway, they took the barbell and the dumbbell and the seated and the standing and compared the exercises, okay? And they concluded that the standing dumbbell was superior at activating the most deltoid recruitment, okay? Why dumbbells? Because there is an increase in stabilization that obviously recruits more muscle fibers of the delt. But do what works for you. And having tried the standing dumbbell, I really don't feel it. So I opt for the seated dumbbell. Okay? Now, this is where it gets fun. We go in with a bang. I take the seated dumbbell and do 6 to 8 working sets of 5 to 8 reps with a drop set of roughly 10 to 20 reps on the final set, okay? Exercise 1, complete. Ding! So, judging by Säterbacken and Finland whatever research, we have already stimulated the anterior, the medial, and the posterior delts, so we can go home. Yes, technically, but we know more volume is better for hypertrophy. So I like to then split the following exercises up into ones that target the medial and the posterior. Why not the anterior? Well, in the past, having done those isolated front raises, I started getting shoulder imbalances. And guess what? I visited Snap City, and ever since I held back on just doing that and focusing on the posterior, this bad boy, I was injury free. Why? Because already on my push day, which is in 2 days, wait for that video, the anterior delt is highly recruited during flat bench, incline bench, and already vertical presses, as shown by Barnett et al. 1995. So it already gets stimulated a fuckload. There's no need to stimulate it more. But the medial and the lateral head don't get as much activity, so that is why I specify with those following my compound today. So, after that compound, I will do a superset of dumbbell lateral raises with rear delt dumbbell flies. Why? Because the function of the medial delt is to abduct the shoulder when internally rotated. So, the dumbbell lateral raise is a perfect exercise. Then, the function of the posterior delt is transverse extension. So, the rear delt fly is perfect for that. Now, this is where it gets fun, and cue the haters. But Arangelo Cho and whatever, 2012, have shown that the use of external momentum, so cheating, yes, cheating, during the lateral raise allows you to use greater loads and thus contributes to a greater hypertrophic response. But only to a certain degree, so you can't be there like, it's just a slight movement, okay? So, this is where it gets interesting again. For all 4 sets of the superset, so the 4 sets of dumbbell lateral raises, and for the 4 sets of rear delt flies, I pick a heavy weight within a 10 to 12 rep range, and I do some momentum, okay? But for all 4 sets, okay, all of them, I do a drop set of 15 to 20 reps with very, very lightweight, using impeccable form. So essentially, you are actually doing 16 whole sets if you include the drop sets, because you are doing 4 sets of lateral raises, 4 sets of lateral raises, and then 4 sets of rear delt flies, 4 sets of rear delt flies, except one is heavy, one is heavy, one is light, okay? Very, very sweaty. Now, that is it for the shoulder part of this workout. And you're probably saying, oh my god, that's only 3 exercises. How can you grow from that? Guys, look what we have done. We have possibly done 8 sets of 8 reps with a heavy compound dumbbell press, with a drop set, so 9 total sets if you want to include it. Then we have done a superset of 2 exercises, 4 sets each with a drop set, so that's 8 sets each, which is 16 sets. So you have technically already done 24 sets of shoulders already. If you think you need more than that, then so now we move on to the arm portion of this workout, yeah! And I don't do anything different, guys. I start out with a compound and I work my way down to the isolation. So, I will do a superset of dips for the triceps with barbell curl. Usually with a cable, because cable allows you to keep that constant tension throughout the whole range of motion. If you are using a barbell, you are going to have less load when you're up here, because you can just rest up here. But if you have a cable, you're fully contracting it through every single ounce of that movement. So that is superset 1. 4 sets of each, so 4 sets of your dips and 4 sets of your cable curls within that 8 to 10 rep range with, of course, a drop set, but just on the last set of each exercise. Ding! Finally, we do another superset for the arms, and here we do the tricep kickdowns, either with a rope or with a bar, and we superset it with an overhanded bicep curl or a hammer curl to target the brachialis, bro. Yeah, I like to give myself variation in exercises so I don't get bored. So, 4 sets of each, 8 sets total as a superset within that 8 to 10 rep range with, of course, a drop set on the last set of each exercise. Now, cue the haters again, but you know me, I like to finish my workout with a kabang, with a boom! So I do this YOLO part, and usually it consists of me pairing up 4 exercises that I like, just in a superset fashion for 2 rounds, no rest, okay? And this usually consists of upright rows, straight into barbell curls again, straight into barbell overhead press, usually with the bar, just because I'm so fucked at this stage, into tricep pushdowns, okay? All to failure. Then straight downstairs to a 500-meter row. Yeah, how am I still alive? Anyway, this video has gone on for far too long. But here is a roundabout overview of my workout, if I can fit it on the screen. If not, check the description, I'll write it all in detail down below. So, dumbbell shoulder press, lateral raise, rear delt flies, then your superset for your arms, your dips with your barbell curl, then you have your tricep pushdowns with your variation of brachialis exercise. Then you have your crazy superset, YOLO part, which you don't have to do, but yeah. How long should this take you? Well, for the compounds, we rest 3 minutes between sets, okay? Because we want to give maximum effort. But then, for the supersets, between supersets, we are only really resting 45 to 60 seconds. So in total, this whole workout takes me roughly 55 to 70 minutes to do. Don't be there texting, get shit done, get to the gym, lift weights, go to work. Guys, be warned! Including the drop sets without the YOLO parts, without that YOLO part to failure on every rep. The workout consists of over 500 reps, 530 to be exact. Add in the YOLO part and you're gonna be at 700 reps? No wonder I'm a twig. So, I really do not advise this for you. Ideally, you will be doing something a lot smarter than this, but you have asked me what my training is like, so here's day 1 of my split. I hope you enjoyed the video, like it, subscribe, please subscribe, share the video, and I will see you later. Just saying.